Think first. When faced with temptations, think about the life that's in expectation. Rehearse the dual effects before the act of compulsion, cause ignorance and stupidity never solve the situation. Do sex, drugs and violence ease your burden? Rethink, isn't there a better solution? Despite the turmoil to peer pressure, think, cause when two wrongs combine, no one ever wins. Think first before being critical and abusive. Apologize, seek peace, and don't make excuses.
National security is in fact the main challenge that we face in St. Kitts and Nevis today. Security is more than a local national issue. It is a regional issue. It has been occupying the attention of the leaders of the Caribbean community in recent times.
Like the rest of the region is experiencing an increase in firearm-related crimes, which we have identified right now as one of our major challenges. This, we have noticed, is tied with the gang-related youth, gang-related activities, which could also have some bearings on the use of marijuana.
The days that we had back then, the late 50s, early 60s, there were days of poverty. And everybody was practically on the same level. But those were days of honor. It's so different today, where there's an abundance that people have, but the dignity is at the low end.
In the early days, in the 50s and 60s, many young persons went to Sunday school. In my day growing up, the Sunday schools were packed with young boys and young girls. Nowadays, they scarcely want to go to church, much less Sunday school.
Maybe we need to take it back to the old days when to our grandmothers and our grandfathers, where it was so strict and the kids had to abide by the parents' rules. So hopefully we'll have a change and they will realize that this stuff is getting ridiculous and out of control.
We've lost that aspect of the village is a parent to the child. And now it's everybody for themselves.
I know my village helped to raise me. They kept us intact. They ensured that we weren't rude. They ensured that if they saw us somewhere in an inappropriate situation, they will deal with us. And then they go tell our parents, and we get dealt with again. So we almost like got double jeopardy.
The problem, as the St. Kitts National Youth Parliament Association has identified it with crime and violence in St. Kitts, is that we have a complex issue in that, one, we have a breakdown in the family structures that has not passed on the values of being a Kittitian that we, the generation beforehand, have had the privilege of having so taught to us. Secondly, there is a problem of instant gratification amongst our young people, whereby the values of hard work have been eroded and they feel that to get what they want, they can get it swiftly and without understanding consequences.
You must have a system to respond to the criminals and to deal with them, but at the same time, we have to continue the proactive approach, stopping people from getting into crime before they get in, and those who get in, trying to help them not to reoffend.
Since I've been here, one of the things that I've found to really improve is the way students see the counseling department and even guidance counselors. The town and where students come from to come to school, we are setting up workshops to meet with parents there so that we can sort of expose them to the different skills and help them in any way we could. The students are now realizing that counseling really does help. We look at like how to manage your anger. We look at how to deal with stress, that they're confronted with. We look at how to resolve conflicts and things like that. So sometimes they'll come in a mood really maybe angry or even aggressive, and by the time they leave, it's more or less changed.
We have to deal with some girl fights, because there's always girl fights, which could be based on really anything. Something as trivial as, somebody spoke to somebody's boyfriend, or, somebody gave somebody a bad, disrespectful look.
If your friends are in a fight, you go, you make a complaint. Because fighting is not going to solve anything. Because accidents do happen.
We have recently been involved with the symposium on crime, speaking to issues as to how we can support families to help them to provide the kind of nurturing and encouragement to children and young people that help them to grow up with the sense of the sort of self-confidence and self-esteem that they wouldn't be easy prey for things like gang culture, helping the home to be a place where they find support and encouragement for positive living.
Our communities never in our lifetime now would have dreamt of ever having to address these complex issues as they are manifesting in point-blank shootings. In hindsight, had we taken a more comprehensive look at what's happening internationally, we might have not gotten the situation as it is. But hindsight is 2020. We are moving in a progressive way.
Internally, in this country, whenever a major crime occurs, it is devastating to the population. It is bad. But as far as statistic goes, in comparison to other countries, the crime rate is not all that bad.
The government over the past 8 to 10 years have enacted legislation of a tough nature designed to suppress criminal activities. In terms of the regional effort, basically it's the cooperation among security forces which is in the lead. And so we do joint operation, we support each other from time to time.
The crime situation that is being perpetuated by our young people who are getting involved in creation of gangs, as trying really to imitate that which they have seen happening on the television. These are very troubling to me, and I thought that we would have been able, of course, in a more progressive society, with more opportunities being available to our young people, that these would have receded into the background. But these continue to be the real challenges that face our people today.
But you also have to remember that not only has the economy changed in the last 10 years, but their access to information has changed. So a lot of the problems that we're having with delinquent behavior is coming out of those very same changes. So they have access to more internet, access to more television. So a lot of our delinquency is coming out of the access that they have. So while the economy has changed, other things have changed. So it's finding a balance for us between the good that's come in and the bad that's come with it.
We are realizing more and more that students are sneakily involved in gangs. Sometimes it's sort of subtle, but sometimes you see it appearing by the colors that they want to bring inside their pockets.
Young people commit crime because they're in gangs. The reason why these gangs happen because some of these young people don't get enough love at home from their parents.
If you look at the gang members or the gang leaders, they have on bling, a lot of gold chain, nice clothes and nice shoes, and kids are attracted to that.